Hi, welcome to Darren in the studio. Thank you for swinging by and dropping in for another video. It's great that you could join us. First things first, I wanted to thank all the brand new subscribers. We picked up a load of new subscribers, possibly because of my last video, which was concerning Ozzy Osbourne and the Black Sabbath Back to the Beginning shows. So thank you for subscribing. If you do like what you see on these videos, then please do consider subscribing. It always helps the channel. We do this for absolutely nothing. It's not monetized. So it's just for fun. We do it just so we can get together, if you know what I mean. And obviously, you know, likes, subscribes and all that kind of stuff really help the channel along. This video is going to be a bit of a catch-up on stuff that I've purchased recently. Something which I've kind of stopped doing is going into the charity shops. A couple of reasons really. I wasn't finding anything, and also I'm just not finding the time as much now to go and do that. So I've decided to sort of like, you know, if we're in town, then I'll nip in and see if there's anything, but I'm not going out of my way to find charity shops and go and check them out and stuff like that. But like I say, you know, if I'm about, then we'll swing in and maybe see what's in there. So my sort of, even my budget buying has been vastly reduced over the last few months, that's for sure. But I have bought a few new things recently, which will excite you. I know, what, Darren actually buying new stuff. So what we've got here is not very many things, just a few albums, a couple of CDs and some vinyl along the way. And these are more quality over quantity, although I have to stress I don't buy anything just to swell the collection. I don't do that at all. I buy music because I like to listen to it, obviously. But with these particular recent buys, it really has been a case of, like I say, quality over quantity. So they're all in alphabetical order. The first thing, for those of you that do go to second-hand shops, I'll give you a bit of a background with this first one. I had yesterday off work. My tribute act to Kiss, Counterfeit Kiss, were performing at the Rock and Bike Festival yesterday. So I decided to book the day off work so we could sort of get ready for it and stuff like that. And it was a hot one, a real hot one. But because I'd booked the day off, we didn't have to be there until about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So in the morning, I decided, because the car needed a couple of new tyres, I thought I'd get it booked in town, get some new tyres. And while I was waiting for those to be fitted, it was going to take about an hour. So I just had to stroll into town. And every Friday in town, they have what you might call like a flea market, second-hand stalls, you know, and stuff like that. And there's always people there with records and CDs and stuff like that. And one particular guy has just a load of CDs. I mean, loads of them. And because I was kind of on my own, I had the time to look through them all. And I managed to pick up a couple of things. The first one is this one, what I'm about to show you. For those of you who, like me, buy second hand and look for those, not grail, it's not necessarily a grail this, but I've wanted this on CD just forever. I bought this album when it first came out on vinyl, and I've always wanted it on CD. It sounds amazing on vinyl, it really does, and it's really great to have it on CD as well. This, when I saw it, made me squeal a little bit. You might do the same thing, I don't know. You know, when you're looking through and you see something that you really have been looking for, and you sort of go, oh, you know, it was one of them. It cost me £1 as well. Now the case is going to need swapping because the case is absolutely trashed, but The rest of it is okay. We're talking about John Lee Hooker. This is one of his comeback albums, 89, I think, something like that. 1989, John Lee Hooker's The Healer. A lot of famous people on this as well. This is a great album. One of my favourite albums in my collection, this. And also, it's one of those records, like I said a minute ago, it sounds amazing. This is on the Silvertone Records label. Nice little original CD release. The only thing with this, although it cost me £1, so what more do you want, is like I say, the case has got loads of sort of cracks on it here. You see them. The front's damaged as well. It's pretty scuffed up. The CD itself plays beautiful. The inner sleeve has got some of that damage that, you know, when it gets trapped inside the little clips. I hate it when people do that. Doesn't it annoy you, that? You know, when I die and all my records and CDs go to somebody else, they'll all think that I did that. I didn't. I never let them get trapped underneath the thing. You know, they get trapped under these little clips here. Anyway, I digress. 1989 on the Silvertone label. John Lee Hooker's The Healer. A lot of good other people on here as well. You got Carlos Santana, Bonnie Raitt, Robert Cray, Canned Heat, Los Lobos, George Thorogood, Charlie Musselwhite. Not really familiar with him, but what a great album this is. John Lee Hooker, The Healer, for £1 off the second-hand market in town. Really squealed when I saw that. Good stuff. Next, bought this today. There's a brand new record shop in town, and it's called Libra Records. And I did say to the guy that I would give him a shout because he gave me his card. The only thing is, the card that he gave me is in the camera, so just hang on a minute. Just let me get it out of the thing. There you go. You're back. That's better. Sorry about that. Yeah, Libra Records. There's the card. I'll show you the other side as well, because it's got his name on it, his email address, and his phone number as well. Maybe I won't show you his phone number, but there's the email address and his name. Maybe you could email him. Next time you're in the Loughborough area, Libra Records, Leicester Road, Loughborough. Brand new record shop in town. Our town has been sort of crying out really for a record shop, and I'm not at that point in my life where I want to use my records as stock. This is a Led Zeppelin album that I haven't got. I haven't got everything by Led Zeppelin. I've got a few albums. Been looking for this at a decent price. This is one of the brand new reissues that came out a few years ago. This is Houses of the Holy. This little band here that's on it is take-offable, and it's actually come away from the glue, so I'll have to glue that back on. And I'm going to take this off. I'm guessing they put this band on it, number one, to identify what the album is, although they could have just put a hype sticker on, didn't they? But I get a feeling they sort of wanted to hide some of the nudity that's on here. I might get a strike on YouTube for this. I hope I don't. But it's pretty sort of, you know what I mean? Oh, amazing that at the time this was allowed, and also now really, but I suppose it's such a classic, iconic album cover and album. You can't, I suppose you've got to really, haven't you? It's got to be put out as it is. Led Zeppelin, Houses of the Holy. Haven't got this album, but of course it's got some absolute bangers on here. You know what I mean? But it's nice to find something which, you know, you haven't heard before, because I haven't heard all these tracks. There's some classics on here, of course. Song Remains the Same. Dire Maker, No Quarter. But yeah, there's a few. The rest of them, I don't think I've heard. Got a decent little inner as well, with the lyrics and production values and stuff like that. Now, this was a great price. I'm going to tell you how much this was. I mean, in HMV, and it was sealed. I've only just opened it this morning. It was sealed. This, as a reissue, this in HMV probably would have cost the best part of 40 quid. He charged me £25 for this. I thought that was a really good buy. Like I say, this Houses of the Holy band that was on it has the glues come away, so I'll have to repair that. But to get something for 25 quid, brand new, sealed, nice little repress, I thought was a really good deal. So I'm really chuffed that I got that. I haven't played it yet, but I certainly will be doing. Houses of the Holy, nice little reissue. What year would this be originally? 73? Something like that. Somebody will tell me different if it is different. So that was a good little buy. Another new album of old stuff. Pretty much as old as it gets regarding Motorhead. These are the Manticore tapes of Motorhead. This is the CD version. Motorhead did sort of like a showcase back in the early 70s. I think this is sort of 75, something like that. It does tell you on it. They did a showcase, so these songs are more or less live in front of a showcase audience. A lot of classic early Motorhead is featured on here. All of these songs were sort of have been issued before, but not these versions. Some real classics on here: Leaving Here, Vibrator, The Watcher, Motorhead, Witch Doctor, Iron Horse, Born to Lose, and then there's some variants of some of those songs as well. Nice little CD package. I picked up the CD because the vinyl was a bit expensive, and plus I don't mind CDs. I still buy a lot of CDs these days. Nice little booklet in there as well. Gives you the full information of the recordings themselves, along with some absolute classic Motorhead shots. Some really nice colour pictures in here as well. Give you a quick look. So the Manticore tapes, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Someone will tell me if I'm not. Original Lost Never Heard album from 1976. I said 75, didn't I? Recorded at the legendary Manticore Studios, marking the first ever recording with the classic Three Amigos lineup. Of course, that will be Lemmy, Fast Eddie, and Phil Taylor, of course. Included additional alternate takes and instrumentals, and a 20-page booklet giving you the history of the tapes and the band. Motorhead, the Manticore tapes. This is brand new out. This is out on the I don't know what label. BMG. This is out on the BMG label. Good stuff. Check it out if you haven't got that. Next up, another album I bought from the market yesterday. Paid £2 for this one, and really chuffed to get this. This is another classic album that I haven't got, and it's the first Ramones album, one of the reissues that came out sort of 2001. So these have been out a while. Got the original album, and then some extra material, demos, outtakes, single versions of Blitzkrieg Bops on there. But yeah, the original 14-track album, along with some extra stuff. Like I say, I haven't got this album at all. Quite a big Ramones fan. I mean, I've got all the tracks on sort of compilations and things like that. But when these came out, these reissues, they came in a slipcase, and I've got some of the others here in my collection. This doesn't have the slipcase. There's a tiny little crack here on the back, but I think I'm going to sort of live with this particular case. It's okay. There you go. Nice little booklet as well, with some band photos around the time and everything. Amazing to think that all these guys are no longer with us. Of course, the first to go, I think, first to die was Dee Dee, and then Joey died, and then Johnny passed away, and then in more recent years, Tommy, the original drummer, passed away. So it's amazing to think, really, that none of the original Ramones are alive anymore, which is quite sad. Original Ramones album, £2. Brilliant. Here's another new release. This is an album which has eluded me for a long time, and I tried to buy this on eBay and got absolutely scammed big time. Thankfully, I got my money back. This was an album which was released in America originally, and only America. This is a US only release from T-Rex. This is Light of Love. This is the recent 2024 reissue of it. This is on the Demon label. Demon have been putting out a lot of great sort of T-Rex stuff. You might have seen my recent video on the Songwriter series that they did. T-Rex Light of Love. Like I said, this was only issued in America originally, and it came out on the Casablanca label originally. Of course, the big disco label and the home of Kiss back in the day. Light of Love T-Rex Demon reissue, really nice. A lot these, like I say, if you saw my original video on the Songwriter series from Demon, these albums are so beautifully pressed. They really sound amazing. This is on orange vinyl. I don't know if the camera's picking up the orange or not. Nice little T-Rex labels. Like I said, originally put out by Casablanca Records in America only. There's the track listing on the inner sleeve. Beautiful shot of Mark there on the inside. Nice little hype sticker on the front, which reads as such. 50th anniversary edition, special edition of the US only. Released from 1974, combining 8 newly recorded tracks with 3 from the previous album, Zinc Alloy and the Hidden Riders of Tomorrow. Features Till Dawn, Mark's last collaboration with Tony Visconti, pressed on 140 gram orange vinyl. Light of Love from T-Rex. Pretty rare, this album. If you can get an original US press of this, that would be pretty cool, but I'm guessing you'd have to pay quite a lot for that. So another new release there. Well, I say new, came out last year, 2024. That's it. That's all I've got for you for this particular video. Again, if you do like what you see on the channel, then do like and subscribe and all that kind of stuff. Thumbs up the video, that always gives us some good stuff. And ensure that you swing by for another video right here in the studio. So until next time, look after yourselves, look after each other, keep cool in this absolute heat. It's probably about 30 degrees outside. We don't usually get weather like this in the UK, but we are at the minute. So look after yourselves, and we'll see you soon for another video. Ta-da.